Did you get that? No? So that's probably because you don't know sign language. The confusion, discomfort, or just plain awkwardness you may feel is similar to what the deaf and hard of hearing community may experience when they are integrated into hearing communities and environments that are not fully inclusive and deaf-friendly, which results in social isolation and alienation. Hi, I'm Tracee Albert, a deaf and hard of hearing ally, an American Sign Language advocate, and a lover of open expression and connection. I was raised by two deaf parents. My mom was born deaf, and my dad lost his hearing at a very young age. So sign language is considered to be my first language. I grew up with flickering lights and vibrating furniture pieces for alerts and alarms, not the auditory ones you have. In a household where the TV was either way too loud or on mute, no in between. Where the phone was actually like a typewriter. All normal things, right? My earliest memory is actually me in Head Start signing the words chips to my teacher because I wanted some Pringles, which is still my favorite chips, by the way. And her unique response of utter shock to me choosing to sign rather than speak marks the beginning of distinctive responses that follow my unique childhood even to this day. And so this brings me to the million-dollar question. What is it like to have deaf parents? And well, I don't know, because I've never had hearing ones. I grew up in a close-knit community. My family was known and recognized and loved by all. I was often told my parents were so sweet and so kind, and all I could ever think was, well, how do you know? It's not that my parents aren't any of the things mentioned. They're actually very sweet, welcoming, and warm. But as I served as their voice and witnessed them navigate through life, I realized that people have a really hard time developing connections with people who live differently than what they're accustomed to. The encounters my parents experienced were only truly one-dimensional surface-level interactions. And so, they're raised at a young age to adapt to the hearing world, to smile, to nod, to agree, in hearing spaces to make everyone else more comfortable. And so this makes me wonder, if connection is considered to be an innate desire, a need, then why do we as a collective freeze when we're met with someone who lives much differently than we consider to be the norm? This is because there are many cultural beliefs deeply rooted in misconceptions and stereotypes about the deaf community. People assume that deafness is a negative experience and a huge disability. People assume that deaf people cannot drive, cannot read, and cannot take care of newborns. For example, many times I've told people my parents are deaf, and their immediate response is, I'm so sorry. Why? What is there to apologize for? And this is what harms our ultimate ability to connect. Our failure to recognize misconceptions and negative biases. The lack of internal motivation to redefine the capabilities of the deaf. And our lack of ability to see things from a different point of view. Not having access to trained interpreters. Not having access to job opportunities. Unfair wages. Being talked over in appointments. Overlooked in conversations. Ignored in environments. And misunderstood by society are only a handful of things that I witnessed, not only my parents, but their friends' experience. As a result, I became their ears. My mouth, their voice. My hands, their bridge. My entire body became entangled into theirs. I was granted the opportunity to experience my life in more than one dimension. A world where language is beautiful, unique, visual, and unites people together. And although my brother and I shared the responsibility of this proudly, there was an overwhelming pressure to be an interpreter for them, and a good one at that, with no educational background, just the in-home experiences they provided. We were expected to know each and every word, convey messages effortlessly, and bridge the gap between the two worlds. The deaf community is beautiful. They have their own culture, customs, norms, traditions, and beliefs. They have their own language and idioms too, such as true biz, which means sure, indeed, and actual, is used to show that you agree. And then we have fish, which means it's done, it's all over. And then we have train, go, sorry, which means missing the boat, to miss out on the opportunity, to not understand the full importance of something. So although people can identify with the beauty of the language, they miss out on the beauty of the culture and possible connections when they're not personally affected by the barriers society has rooted within us. The deaf community is beautiful. And so today I want to teach you guys better ways to form connections with the deaf. So number one, we can implement the knowledge that we now have about the deaf and reframe our thought patterns about what they can do, such as drive, read, take care of newborns, and work. Number two, we can create an inclusive environment for the deaf. This looks like providing them with trained interpreters and getting closed captioning services for group discussions and events. Number three, be patient and understanding. Communication with the deaf may take a little longer than usual auditory language, so provide them with enough time to express themselves without interrupting. Number four, maintain eye contact. Maintaining eye contact is crucial as it helps show respect and establish a connection. Number five, learn basic ASL. Learning basic ASL can go a long way in establishing a connection. And today I want to teach you guys some signs. So we're all going to sit up, pay attention, follow me, and we're going to do this together. Okay, so we're going to do hello going first. We're all going to use our dominant hand, the thumb in the middle to our temple, and out. Oh, y'all are good. All right, hello. Next, we're going to do the same thing. We have how are you? Put it together to your chest, fold it, how you. One more time, how you. Perfect. So next, we have what is your name? So it's backwards. Dominant hand goes out, your. Index finger and middle finger together. Tap twice, dominant hand on top, name. What? Your name, what? Perfect. Next, we have excuse me. Dominant hand on top, excuse me. Excuse me. Great. Next, we have thank you. So, dominant hand to the mouth, thank you. Thank you. And then last but not least, a sign that we all have seen before, we know and we love, I love you. Thumb going outwards, index finger going up, and pinky going up. Perfect. So this has only scratched the surface of the deaf experience, and there is still much work to be done. But it is my hope that after today, you all become allies for this community and help fight against ableist systems and redefine cultural norms. We, as a human species, are social. We are born with an innate desire for connection. We are designed for it. However, if we do not nurture this desire in ways that promote inclusiveness, then train go sorry. I've always wanted to say this. My name is Tracee Albert, and thank you for listening to my TED Talk.